This is what we're taking a look at. Michigan's big win over Nebraska in Lincoln. I mean, awesome game by both teams, really. But a few key stats stood out. Obviously, rushing the football. Michigan way ahead as far as total yards rushing. Michigan ran for almost 300. A lot of really big explosive plays. And Nebraska, I mean, less than 100 yards rushing. I mean, whenever you're almost 300 on one side, you know it's going to be a physical game. You know it's going to be a long night. And somehow they were able to make it into a one-possession game. And late had onside kick with a chance to get it. But, of course, Michigan found a way to win. And the second stat we're going to look at is just the sacks. But first thing we're looking at is the run game. Obviously, huge night for Michigan. And right here, right after a turnover, and really big turnover, we'll see that later as well. But right here, using Bryce Underwood's legs is an awesome thing right here. They empty the backfield, and this is really just RPO. So you right here, you're reading this guy. You got everybody blocking here on the edge in case we do swing it out here to the back. But when he vacates, Underwood knows, hey, it's all me right here. We're basically 4-on-5 here in the box. So I'm going to run this thing vertical. That's what happens. Okay, so linebacker vacates, put your foot in the ground, go vertical, and split the safeties there. And on this look, you can really see just how open this gets. I mean, they take 4 guys to 3. You see everybody sliding that way with that motion. Tons of space, and then 2-on-2, 3-on-2 over here on this side. And when he widens out as well, great job going vertical. They do try to twist here up front, which is what you really want to try to do whenever you're getting a quarterback run out of an empty set. But right there, not great as far as condensing this and holding it and make him go horizontally instead of vertically. If you can go vertically on a light box like that, when they empty it, you got a chance for a big play. And then, of course, just splitting the safeties, and everybody sees just how talented he really is. Splits it, gets to the house right there. Big touchdown. I mean, to go up 10-0 right after that turnover kind of settles everybody in there at the end of the first quarter. Obviously, the young quarterback gained a little bit of confidence there as well. Next play we're looking at right here, we jumped all the way to the second quarter with about 2 minutes left. Last play before the 2-minute timeout, and Nebraska just tied this game up. This is the very first play, just like on the last touchdown we saw. That was an explosive play. It's the first play of this series. So 2 one-play series that score touchdowns here. Again, motion a guy out, which is exactly what they did earlier, but they did it from the running back spot. And right here, the defense, as you see, bumps out here, and that just creates a little bit of a crease for that wide mid-zone. Okay, so right there, wide zone or mid-zone, whatever it is, you're going to double there. He's working up to this linebacker. The box is great because he had to widen out. If they wouldn't have widened out, they threw a bubble out here earlier, so they're widening out to make sure they don't throw that. And now it's just a crease. Great job here. I believe this is the center, 51 right here. He comes back and gets on that linebacker. Just enough of them to spring the running back. And, of course, safety's an unblocked guy. And, I mean, just the same, just a little bit of a slide, and he runs right through an arm tackle, playing with momentum. And now it's off to the races, and Michigan wins that one. So, again, one-play drive, a little bit of motion, emptying the box. Gets a linebacker out, and, of course, the fits aren't quite there. And the safety can't get him on the ground, so it turns to a one-play drive. Huge explosive play there from Michigan. Going back up. As soon as Nebraska came back, tied the game. One play, touchdown. Huge momentum shift there from Michigan. Now looking at the third explosive run for a touchdown of the night. And right here again, mid or outside zone. Not exactly sure what they would call it. But right here, again, just running it to the one tech, which is awesome. And right here, center's trying to get over. They're doubling up to this linebacker right here. Everybody else is working their gaps, and they're getting their hats across. And just playing downhill, man. And we put our foot in the ground. As soon as we see that C gap is closed, B gap is closed, so I'm putting my foot in the ground. And you see just a body on everybody. Here's an unblocked guy. Wide receiver got up to the safety. And so really that's the one guy that should be able to slide in there and make a play. And he just gets outran, gets caught up in the trash. There again, 51 had a great night there. Puts this guy who's kind of hanging, puts him into that B gap to make that read for the running back a little bit easier. And then he gets up and gets square. And still working his head to the outside, which is a great job. And then, of course, just basically rubs that linebacker, takes 2 for 1 right there. And again, secondary guys had a really hard time catching and getting the running backs on the ground for Michigan. No chance right there. Huge play again. I mean, already up 20-17. About 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Creates another huge play. Third explosive rushing touchdown there from Michigan, which is obviously the difference in the game. Of course, late in the game right here, Nebraska got it within 7 points. And Michigan's going down trying to score, take time off the clock. And, again, just a little bit of motion and running the same play, just now kind of out of the shotgun with an offset running back running outside wide zone to the left. And right here, you see the fullback's going to take backside C, so really not a read there for the quarterback. And on this, man, they do a great job. They do get penetration. And right here, he's getting penetration on that tackle. But instead of squeezing this down and taking away that gap, that penetration, whenever they're moving these other gaps that direction horizontally, opens it up for the back, cut through the backside B gap. All right, so right there he cuts through the backside B gap. Great patience and he gets vertical, runs through a safety. And again, you can kind of see how hard this play is to defend. He's getting upfield, trying to create penetration. There's certain runs where you do want to create penetration. But on wide zone, whenever they're moving these gaps horizontally, you've got to move with them and hold that gap. And instead, he gets vertical, and that's where it opens up for the running back to run through that backside B gap. All right, and then everybody else has a man-on-man, and just basically got everybody covered up. Great patience, and getting one-on-one with safety, and those safeties struggle to tackle him all night, man. That's one of them that hits him right in the stomach. You know, whenever you get punched in the stomach and you're just kind of gasping for breath, I guarantee that's what happened on this one. That stinks, man, but right there, again, good physical run. Great job moving the gaps horizontally. One guy gets out of the gap, creates an explosive play there in the fourth quarter. This is a backbreaker here for Nebraska on 3rd and 10. Again, the clock is still rolling. You're down by a score. You're down to 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter on 3rd and 10, nonetheless. So, or they check to this. So you see Bryce Underwood, he steps up and he says, all right, hey, let's run outside zone left. The linebackers are mugged down in the box. So if you see that, you're reaching here, you're reaching. He's going to reach that linebacker. He's got to try to get there, leave that guy. Okay, now, obviously on 3rd and 10, a lot of times it'll show these guys mugged down, and then they drop. So that's what happens right here. So these linebackers drop, and when they drop, that just really opens it up. So right there, again, working outside. He's defining this read for the running back and then getting up to the linebacker who's got his back turned to the running back who's running the ball. So right there, that's really hard to stop the run. And right here, you even had a receiver that's basically uncovered, going there to pin that linebacker and rolling through the front side B gap with him in the center. The center's rolling up right there, able to take whatever shows up. So just not a great front right there to guard this outside zone. Turns into an explosive play, gets down to the 20-yard line. I mean, that's a tough look right there. 3rd and 10, just run outside zone out of a trip set, and you're just trying to call that mug down linebacker drop to your zones, and they gash you. So that's a great call right there. I'm not sure if that was just one that they were anticipating those guys dropping and felt like they had the angles and really want to run some more time off the clock. But it turned to a big play there for Michigan that helped lead to a field goal that really put this game away, going up 2 scores. Here's another look of using Bryce Underwood's legs with a little bit of an RPO. And right here, again, 3-by-1 set. And you see you got a hitch here by the inside receiver. And really, I think that's the read. So you see Bryce Underwood, his eyes go right here. If he's in the box, then you're going to be -1 in the box. But right here, you got the running back leading on this backside linebacker. You're doubling there to the front side. Everybody else is past that and washing by. If you don't like that hitch right there, now you run the quarterback draw. And that's what happens on this one. That's the linebackers too wide, can't throw the hitch. Let's run quarterback draw. We got 6-on-6 there in the box. And again, Underwood had a great night using his legs. And of course, he's showing why he was so highly touted. I mean, he can run it, he can throw it, extremely explosive arm, and of course, the way that he moves in the pocket and his strength. I mean, he's just going to do nothing but get better. Really high ceiling there for Bryce Underwood. And right here, using the legs to get a first down late in the game, run some more clock off, and of course get down there for an easy field goal. Now look, just right here, ending the football game. I mean, get a first down, this thing's over. Just run an inside zone to the right. Split zone here from the tight end, and all this is people getting manhandled, getting out of their gaps. Corner filling in here, and really just kind of being in no man's land, gets caught up in the trash. Running back bounces outside, runs through an arm tackle right there from the corner linebacker, who that guy is. And then great job there, understand the situation. You got to get down. Don't run out of bounds. All right, keep the clock running right there late in the game. And pretty much ends it right there. Nebraska still has one timeout, but with him staying in bounds, that should eat that up, or at least take this thing down to under a minute. But all you have to do now is take a knee. Obviously, saw Michigan how they were able to run the football. Another big way that the numbers as far as rushing got skewed were 7 sacks by the defensive line. Of course, a lot of that has to do with Raiola, secondary, all that. But right here, D-line, man, they are getting after it. And you see how this gets condensed. So these tackles are just catching, and they just end up bull rushing right into him. Great job here, having rush lane discipline and condensing this back into his face, and then just guys being more physically gifted. And of course, right here, I just think he gets tripped up. With somebody touch him right there so you can get a sack on the stat sheet. But right there, obviously, gets tripped. But that's because that pocket's getting condensed and there's nowhere for him to go. You're pushing it back into his face, and these guys are pushing it right into his sides. So that's awesome. Entire D-line rush right here on 3rd and 7. Get him on the ground there with the first sack of the day. This is another one here. They do get a little bit of a twist up front. As you see, the interior defensive lineman twisted. But again, the best part about this is just how there's nowhere for him to go. I mean, you got these guys that have outside leverage. There's nowhere for him to go to the right. He's going to slide to the outside for contain. He's contained there, and everything else is getting condensed right into his face. So really being uncomfortable there, and Raul just goes down, gives up on the play because he knows that, hey, they did a great job with their rush lanes. There's nowhere to go. I'm just going to go ahead and get down and eat this, not turn the ball over. So that's the thing to me, man. Their defensive line did a great job of just playing disciplined rush assignments. Here's the same thing. I mean, 3-man rush here on this. Everybody else is dropping back. You got the D tackle. he slips to the inside gap and the big gap and just plays with power and speed and just, man, look at that straight arm on the tackle with that right arm. He just absolutely extends that thing out there. And, man, I mean, the way that he knocks him back and his head pops back, that is one strong dude right there with one arm pushing that tackle back and creating that space. And, of course, great job right here. Got to the upfield shoulder of his tackle here, and he spins back to him. So we don't want to get rushed past and push past the quarterback. So great job right there, spinning back to him and finishing two dudes right there, getting in on the sack on 3rd and 3 in the red zone. Now, this is a really good stunt right here by Michigan. You got this linebacker who's blitzing, but his real job is I'm going to hit that tackle who's basically manned up on the guy that's going to loop to the inside. And right here, as you see, the linebacker flies through, and he's just on a mission right there to hit that tackle. And once he hits that tackle, he loops all the way to the B. Actually, he loops all the way to the A. The guy who's trying to switch this off the guard gets caught up a little bit with his eyes and can get back to it. You see that right hand that goes there to the hip. If the right hand is out, maybe he gets a better piece of this, but as far as turning his shoulders, now he's beat. All right, right there. Raiola does swim this dude. I mean, that's a really, really confident move right there to swim a D end on a rush, but then right there, the linebacker who made that contact did a great job. He's so physical. Now it knocked off that guy. His momentum's going horizontally. Now he slips back to the inside to try to help finish off Raiola, and right there swims him, and right there finishes it off with another sack. This awesome stunt. Really well executed there by the linebacker and the DN. Here's the look of, man, somebody just getting absolutely mollywopped here on this one. Running back steps up, trying to take on the linebacker. Boom. I mean, just gets knocked back. Before he resets his feet, he gets knocked back 2 yards into the quarterback's face, and then it gets off of the block and finishes it. 2 guys running the football right there, D-tackle, and I believe that linebacker who blitzed. And, of course, all that comes from, hey, did we cover everybody up? And right here, hot to 1. You got to sprint there to it. Obviously, if you would have wanted to replace the blitz with a football, you could possibly have a chance to hit right there, but his eyes are away. But again, man, sometimes he's got to just pull the trigger, hit that guy right there in the flats, take completion. I know that guy's probably got eyes on it and may tackle it for 1 or 2, but instead he holds on to it, and now he tries to go to the backside, gets sacked for a big negative play there. It's like they did all night. Just holding the ball too much, not getting the ball out whenever you see an open guy. Just take a profit right there. I know it's 2nd and 10, and that guy's got eyes on him. But, man, you got to get the ball out of your hand. Can't take 7 sacks in a game. I mean, even though those guys up front were getting pretty well manhandled, and Michigan's defense front was obviously the more physical unit on the football field. Here's one that's really just an individual effort here by the DN, one-on-one with the tackle. And, man, he gets low, and he rips her to the inside. And you see just how high this tackle is. He gets underneath his shoulder pads, gets his shoulders turned, and now it's just a race to the quarterback. And so right there, that's an awesome individual effort. Probably should have been a holding call there as well. I mean, he's just trying to hold on and rise him to the ground. But right there, able to get him on the ground. I mean, just playing with speed, getting under his shoulder pads, playing with leverage. Really good play there. Obviously, red zone goal line. If you get sacks in that area, it's huge. Sets the team back, makes it a lot harder to score touchdowns when you get a negative play. Now it's 3rd and 16, 17, whatever it is. Turns into a really tough conversion there when you're in the red zone. Last thing we're looking at right here is just the turnovers on both sides. It was just 1-to-1 on turnovers. And both quarterbacks did it, and it was in the first half. But right here on this one, you see Michigan just playing a 2-read, and you see this corner. Once the ball is snapped, his eyes are going to slide to the inside. He's looking for a flat thread. If he gets a flat thread, he's going to jump it, and that's what happens right here. And Raiola just assumes this is cover 4, and instead jumps it. Great job jumping it, front side shoulder, knocks that thing up in the air, and then awesome play there by 23, finishing it. I mean, 6-1 hand out there, and then brings the second one. So this is an awesome play. Obviously up 3-0 already. Very next play, Bryce Underwood takes it to the house on that draw play that we saw earlier. And right there going up 10-0 on the road is huge for a young quarterback, a team that's really trying to build confidence as well. But right there, awesome play. I mean, bad read here by Raiola. Got to be reading. Obviously, he's reading this outside linebacker because you're getting a dig and you're getting an out. Don't really like it against that 2 read. But right there, probably should reset it, throw that basic. Instead, corner jumps it. Great play. It ends up being a huge turnover. Leads to a touchdown there for Michigan. Michigan's turnover right here, you're on a 3rd and 3, and you're trying to run some sort of mesh, some sort of pick route, whatever it is. And Underwood tries to step up and run for it. Just a little bit, lazy with the ball, gets it punched out, ripped here by this D-tackle, which I thought was a really good play. I mean, that happened to a lot of veteran quarterbacks as well whenever you're getting a hand on the ball. This was pretty detrimental. Right here's a really good look of it. I mean, right there, the second hand's not quite there, and the ball gets ripped. Great. I mean, that's a great play by 16 here. I mean, just rips it out. Ball's in the ground. I mean, young quarterback or not, I mean, that's a play that a lot of guys would make. They'd fumble that football with that guy ripping it like that. So really good play by 16. Love to get that second hand on it so you're a little bit stronger with it. That was a big play. It kept Nebraska kind of in the game. Got their first score on the board and got within one score there of Michigan after they had already pretty much had the momentum for most of the first half. So all that being said, again, hey, Michigan, more physical team, won the game. Of course, Nebraska threw the ball around and was able to make it close late where they did have an opportunity to get an onside kick. But, I mean, everybody knew Michigan, Nebraska, this can come down to who can run the football, who can stop the run. Obviously, Michigan was able to do it, can control it for the most part. Obviously, Nebraska had way more time of possession because of those one-play drives for Michigan. But still, I thought it was a great game plan from Michigan. More explosive, then also control the line of scrimmage up front on the defensive side is really what won. But I really appreciate you guys watching. Let us know in the comments what games you want us to look at the rest of the week. I'll see you guys again next video.